Hey HCDA, and welcome back to Oxygen and Not Included. The good news is I haven't died yet, so far so good, but we're only 5 cycles in, so that was to be expected. Um, I want to do a couple of things actually in this episode. I've been reflecting on my past episode, and like I said at the end of the previous episode, I really want to go and explore this, mostly because I'm curious what this is and how this works. But I was also thinking a little bit about oxygen. So it looks like all the CO2, the carbon dioxide, is dropping down. So if that is the case, then maybe I can dig down and open up this area and kind of have that all stored in here, because I kind of don't want it here because I'm using this water. I could use this water too, to be honest, but yeah, I need to get rid of the CO2 one way or another. So let's start up the game again. And let's just dig in here and then dig through there. And that should get that job done. No. No. How do I do that? Deconstruct? Hold on. Hold on. How do I do this? Oh, it is actually marked up. Never mind. Okay. So, they start this episode by... Oh! Okay, well, now nothing is working anymore. Although, I guess nothing needs to be working now anyway. But yeah, power is definitely a thing. Maybe we should upgrade the power as well at some point. But as always, there's like 5 billion things I want to do. Also, what we should do is dig out a little tunnel over here. Why is this marked up differently? Why? Local colony lacks hard digging skill. Oh, okay, so this is something I can't dig through. That's what you're telling me. Okay, so in that case, let's cancel this. And let's just dig down here. And then maybe we can make a ladder and we can go straight through here. Let me double check if I can actually... Nope. How about here? That works. Actually, we don't need the double. We can do it just like that, and I can cancel all that. And then at some point we need to build a ladder and stuff, and we might as well just already put that in here. Like so. And then just to make it all neat and tidy. There we go. Okay, that is going to take me forever to do. Probably. So let's speed up time a little bit. We also need to deal with priorities, I think. So let me set this to priority 7, because I do want to have this finished first. Nope. Game lagging out on me there for a moment. We also need, I guess, a ladder, which we should probably then also have at higher priority. There we go. Why are you starting to build the stair from the bottom? Oh man, there's so much happening. We should probably slow things down a little bit, because I'm getting a little bit lost. At least I'm afraid I'm missing something. We are still not refrigerating our food, but then again, we can't. Right, I do remember that correctly, don't I? We do have an electric grill, but... Why are you not building this? Because you need coal? Sorry, not coal. Ore. Don't we have that? Let me double check. So... Oh, no, no. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. It is under... Yeah, we should have plenty of that. So maybe it's just too low of a priority. Okay. Okay, so hold on. Let's pause for a moment. Yeah, you can actually see the CO2 flowing in here. So that is working like intended. Now the real question I have is, how do we get rid of the CO2? I don't think I have any way of doing that at the moment. Speaking of which, we do have science. Okay, so we just built a coal generator. Converts coal into electrical power. Produces even more carbon dioxide. Okay. And then we have the wood burner. I don't think I have a lot of wood. I do have coal. Let me double check. So in terms of stuff that we can burn, is that in its own category? We don't actually have that much coal either, to be honest. But I have no wood whatsoever, so... there's probably something I'm missing here that I should be building first. Probably something related to, you know, actual plant production. Maybe? I actually don't know. So, is there anything in here? Oh, wait, hold on. There was liquids, gases. Okay, so there's air systems under liquids. That was not where I was expecting it to be. But if I research plumbing, this is going to give me lots of pipes. I'm not entirely sure what I do with pipes. There's probably going to be a use later on. But this has the water into oxygen and hydrogen production, so that is probably going to be a safer bet than keeping my reliance on the plant stuff. Converts rust into oxygen and chlorine. That probably has a use as well that I'm not aware of for the moment. We have... This looks like the upgraded versions of the Levitor or the washing basin and whatever it is that they're pooping in now. Okay, this is a gas filter. Seeps one gas from the air, sending it to a dedicated pipe. So I could use this to separate the CO2 from everything else. But that still doesn't do anything. We can make slime into... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Wood into ethanol. Well, one problem at a time, I guess. Let's keep digging. And let's keep researching as well. And hopefully we won't die along the way. It does feel... Why are you cold? I mean... The temperature is fine here, right? So why were they all complaining that they're cold? I don't know. I honestly don't know. All this gas is starting to look a bit funky. Why? Barely breathable. Why is this barely breathable? Ooh. Something is happening to my oxygen supply. We should probably put this at a slightly higher priority. So we're actually producing. Because this feels like we might have a problem. Okay. So he's running. Is this doing anything? This has a maximum gas pressure. So how do we solve that? I keep running into problems that I don't know how to solve. And again, why are you cold? What am I missing? It's not cold here, right? It's 22 degrees. That's not cold. I don't know. They might be like me. I can get cold anywhere. But apparently, yeah. Yucky lungs. Oh, that's why you're complaining. Probably. But I don't know what to do about that. I mean, we could dig down. That is a thing we could do. So if we dig down, that should at least have those gases move somewhere else. I mean, that works for now. It does feel like we have a lot of these gases that we want to get rid of, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that. Anyway, okay, we have so much stuff happening at the same time. So we actually did all the research already. And we have a lot of new buildings, so that is good. Okay, went a lot quicker than I thought. So, polluted water slowly emits polluted oxygen, which accelerates the spread of disease. So that's not good. Duplicants will also be stressed by walking through polluted water, so you should have my duplicants clean up spills by clicking and dragging the mop tool. Oh, we have spills. Oh, okay. I totally missed that. Okay, so the mop tool. That's the mop tool. Anywhere else we need to mop? Oh, there's a lot of mopping to do there as well. Oh, yeah, there's... Oh, okay, yeah, no, that explains a lot. So, apparently we have a lot of mopping issues all over the place. It also seems to be spreading, or I just missed that the first time around. We also have something we can do. So we can choose a blueprint to print. I don't think we want another... Do we want another one? Well, we could also just order briar seeds, but I don't know exactly what we want to do with those. It's a little bit hard for the moment to figure out how much of everything we need. So I am gonna go for someone who has a lot of operating for machinery. I am gonna add one more person to the team. This is growing, so this is at 60% now. This is only... Okay. There's germs, there is very breathable gas, so that at least we have that going for us. So you're on a break again. I mean, I could pull you off the break, I guess. There was something about that somewhere, but... So let's look at the report. So let's see. We added no calories. We removed 3,000 calories. Well, the stress levels are okay, actually, so that's not too much of a problem. We added a lot of germs. Oh, okay. We did a lot of errands, so that's good. 40% work time. Travel time, 32%. Personal time, 34%. Me as a corporate overlord, I do not like this. We should be working more. Okay, now I do have another person. We can just have this as a public eating station, right? We also need another place to sleep. Do I dig out another zone? I guess. So we'll do that over here. I probably also want to make sure I have an easy way to get from A to B here. And there we go. Now, we should probably have the mopping a little bit of a higher priority. There we go. This thing has been completely useless so far. Now, I am hoping that the fact that I am cleaning up the air here slightly is going to do something for me. I mean, we have oxygen. It's not all bad, but this entire crap is filled up really quickly. Okay, so hold on. Let's go to the research tree. We have the air system up and running now, so we can just switch that. So what I can do is... let's see. The electrolyzer, how large is this? Of course it is larger than everything we've had so far. Okay, let's place that over there. Which is probably the worst place to put it in. Honestly, it might not be, because if the oxygen is floating up, then having this relatively low might make sense. I don't know. This probably needs to be powered, right? Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. I also want to build another thingy. We can have the coal generator. Oh, we need a little bit more space for that. Let's make sure that... Let's just clear this entire area out over there. They're so busy doing everything else that they don't really get around to, you know, digging. So what I can do is... Let's go to priorities. Where is our digging dude? Who of you was best at digging? You are. So let's make sure you are always digging and or highly prioritizing digging and building. Frankie also doesn't look too good. Let's see. Oh, we have duplicate skills actually. I completely forgot about that. So, Frankie, you have skills. Oh, we can give you hard digging. Oh, there we go. That's one problem solved. Murray, you are good at farming. So let's make you better at farming. Travaldo is already pretty good at medicine stuff. Oh, you can actually see who already has that skill. That's really useful. Okay, so let's make you better at what you already love, and then you are good at tinkering, so let's make you even better at tinkering. I mean, I kind of like the fact that you can see what other duplicants already have. So you can kind of make sure you are not doubling up on stuff unless you want to. Why is there a bottle of polluted water over there? Oh, they put that in the... okay, that makes sense. So they mopped up the polluted water and then put it in a bottle. Which is probably where the bottle thingy comes in as well. I don't remember where that was, though. I might not have it yet. Not 100% sure. I also want a jumbo battery, by the way. Okay, once again, I am doing way too many things at the same time. Which is not super helpful, although we do have Frankie now, who is going to mostly focus on, you know, actually getting all of this stuff done. Come on, Frankie, do your thing. I'm gonna slow things down for a moment, so because Frankie doesn't look too well. He has yucky lungs. So he's now consuming even more air, and that's because he got too much polluted oxygen in his lungs. Okay, and he also has food poisoning because he ate a germ-covered mush bar. Okay. So what I probably want to do is actually produce a little bit of food every time we do this. So we consume 3,000, so that means that we probably want to have like 5 of these now. So we can produce the mush bars, eat them, and then produce some more tomorrow. That is how that could work. I do want to add in another bed, but yeah. Oh man, these polluted water bottles. Okay, hold on. So polluted water is actually emitting polluted oxygen, so that's not good. The terrarium is actually consuming carbon dioxide, which is good, which is what we want. So, okay, doing 27 things at the same time. But what I'm thinking now is, well, let's go back to the oxygen overview. If I have all of this oxygen sitting here, what I could do is have a lot of these thingies using some water and using... they are using algae, which I still have, so that's not a problem. And then consume all of this CO2 that is stuck in here. I mean, is that how that works? I'm not sure how effective these are. Like, how much of this stuff do we have here? A lot. Like 1,000 grams. And this is consuming what? 300 milligrams per second. I mean, that's 3 grams per second, basically. No, that's 0.3 grams per second. Oh, man. Okay. Let me think about this. Okay, so yeah, I do want to kind of make an terrarium farm over here, and then hopefully that will do the job. We might actually need to double up on that because we have a lot of CO2 here as well. Not sure if it can actually get from A to B. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out at some point. So Frankie is still working. Oh, actually, so since Frankie is now super skilled, we can actually, hold on, cancel a lot of this stuff. You can still cut that one out. But there we go. Oh, Frankie is working so slow. Oh man, I have a feeling this is going to be a very short playthrough, but yeah, it is what it is. So this is almost grown. We have some food being produced. We also need another bed, so let's add that in. It's under furniture, yes? Well, let's add that in. We probably want to prioritize things a little bit further, so stuff actually gets built. So, I don't know. Let's make sure the bed gets built. And then what I could actually do, maybe, is cancel this thing. No, deconstruct that thing, I mean. There we go, there we go, there we go. So that cleans those up. Then we go here, and we... make a nice little thingy over here. Something like that. Maybe cancel those two out, because we do need one of those. Now, I have a lot of polluted water. Should I make a dumping ground for that somewhere? I mean, do I want to dump the polluted water in the other water? Probably not. So, in that case, what we could do... we already have a little bit of polluted water over here. All the open areas here are actually filled with water already, and I kind of don't want to waste it. I have a feeling we might need it. Okay, so what we can do is deconstruct this area over here. And then dig down. And basically what I want to do is turn this into a pit where we dump our water. This is gonna take me a while. But look, we do have the water area starting to take shape here. So what we can do is, if I remember where the plants are. There we go. Something like that, maybe? Not sure how many of these we need. We can add in more if we need, but for now, I think that should do the job. Oh man, the pollution is really bad. But that is because we have the polluted air over here. So I am going to continue with this, but for now I am going to cancel this for a moment. Because I think we have more pressing concerns. And we'll get back to that in a second. Oh, okay, so there's another couple of problems that I initially missed. So I need some more wire, because now, because I removed the machine, these things are no longer connected. And because I removed a little bit of soil over there, I actually can no longer sleep in this bed either. So that's a little bit counterproductive. So hold on. Well, let's do it like this. Let's put back in the tile. And then what we can just do is dig this out. I mean, like so. Now the downside is that might mean the CO2 also goes in this direction. But you know, I can't solve every problem at the same time, guys. Anyway, let's see if this actually works. So, priorities, guys, priorities. Let's bring on. No, that's not the priorities I wanted. That one. Step 1, fix this thing, and then dig this out. Basically, dig out this, and we definitely want to make sure we get those algae farms up and running. I wonder by now how many comments I have telling me how to pronounce that word. I mean, if it's anything like my iron pronouncement in the Isosphere program, it's one of my most commented videos was people discussing my pronunciation of that word. Anyway, we need a ladder to go down there. Also don't know why I built that out so wide, but you know. We also have an egg, so we might get some more of those creatures. I still don't know where the other creatures went. Did they just drop down into the water and die? They might. Who knows? Okay, well, let's see if this is starting to work. It's very hard to tell, to be honest. Also, because of course how... I don't know how much we're producing in terms of CO2 versus how much we're removing. But you know, And there's not much we can do about this. They're not happy about going here, that's for sure. But now we have another water pump up and running there. It should at least make it easier to get the water to here. Okay, so, hold up. We have this area cleared out now. So, plumbing. And bottle emptier is very large. So, can we flip this? I mean... Oh, hold up. It actually says right there. O to rotate. So, let's see. Bottle emptier. O to rotate. There we go. That is what I want. Yeah, that is exactly what I want. So let's set up the priority. I'm just gonna prioritize whatever I'm trying to build. Okay then. Oh, we have a video, plumbing and ventilation. So let's check that out. We're learning, guys, we're learning. Well, I'm learning, you probably already know how to play this game. I've already seen this one. Not sure why this is popping up once more. Yeah, we know. Oh, never mind. We already saw this one. I thought it was a new one. Don't show again. So let's see. We want liquids to go in here. Probably don't want the water to go in here, but we do want the polluted water to go in here. Now the real question is anyone going to bring polluted water to this thing? I mean, it doesn't look like it. Then again, there's a lot of other stuff to do. So someone is suffocating. Why are you over there? I mean, how did you even get there? How do I save you? I don't know. I mean, we could dig this out with a very high priority. at least you're helping to get yourself out. And then do this. Come on, Ari, don't die on us. Get out. Get out. I mean, why are you not getting out? You are going to die in there. Okay. So close. Okay, this is probably my punishment for playing this game on a too high speed. So I am going to slow things down a little bit. There's so much going on. Okay, area has suffocated to death. I've added a new entry to my log. Death in the colony. I lost my first duplicant today. That is probably way ahead of the curve. But anyway, duplicants form strong bonds with each other. And I expect I'll see a drop in morale over the next few cycles as they take time to grieve their loss. Okay. Well then, that's something that can happen. Maybe we need a tasteful memorial? Not sure where we put it. Let's put it here so we can remember Ari. And that's probably the first thing that you guys should be building once you get back. Meanwhile, something I completely forgot about is the electrolyzer. So this is going to... Oh, this needs a water intake. Okay. That is something I did not know, but that's good to know now. So we're going to need plumbing. A liquid pump. Must be submerged in liquid. Well, submerged in liquid. That would be like so, right? And then what we could do is dig out this little piece because it's annoying me. And then have another ladder going down over here so we can actually reach that. And then how does the pipe go? So the pipe needs to go from here Like so? I don't know if this actually works like that. I guess we'll find out. We also need to make sure it's hooked up to power. That is something we can do. Actually, that's the battery, I think. There we go. There we go. This is the jumbo battery. That's nice. Oh, so it is actually the electrolyzer that needs the power. Okay. Okay. What are you complaining about? This requires emptying. Well, we have plenty of people who can do that. Can I? We have the sweep option. Okay, so there's no storage available for that. How do I get you to move? Cancel sweeping. Okay, hold on. That doesn't work. So how do we get the polluted water? Does that work? I don't know. Let's find out. We can cancel this. This is not needed for the moment. Yeah, we do actually see the CO2 moving in here. That was not really what I wanted. I mean, on the bright side, the CO2 is completely gone here. So that's either these things doing their job or... I don't know. I also wonder, because these things are now in water, does that mean they just get water automatically? Or do we still need to bring water to these places? I actually don't know. Oh well. We still have a lot of spills, so we need to start mopping again. So much mopping! We have scheduling. My duplicants will only eat, sleep, work, or bathe during times I allot for such activities. To make the best use of their time, I can open the schedule and to adjust the colony's schedule and plan how they should utilize their day. Okay, so that is this. Work, 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 work. So this is the default schedule. Okay. So you do a little bit of sleeping. I mean, this looks fine to me. I don't know what we should change here. I honestly don't know. There's probably something we should be doing with this. So, hold on. Can we... I actually want to see. If I move up the priority of this thing, do they start collecting the bottles of water and dump it in there? Yeah, okay. So that's how we get those bottles of water. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, so those were just the bottles of water they delivered? I mean, that's not really what I wanted to do, but okay. They seem to be collecting all of that stuff, but why are you not working? I mean, I would expect this to actually do something. Oh, this has auto bottle off. So hold on. Auto duplicants may not specifically fetch a liquid from a bottle station to bring to this location. It's in use. I mean, enable that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it's auto emptying those bottles. And we get water in here. Well, the air is looking a little bit better now, so we have some progress in that sense. We definitely still have a lot of those bottles all over the place, though. And I was a little bit behind the schedule there, so we have some catching up to do. So I'll leave the priority high for the moment. We can probably reduce it a little bit. Let's put it to 6, so they do it with a slight priority, but not too much. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be a minute before we actually get rid of all these bottles that they just put here. Ah, rip Ari. That's probably a very bad thing we have that, but next production cycle in or 0.3 cycles actually, so then we can get that up and running. Okay, so the pipe is actually working so far. So we just need this little bit of piping to be built. Can they reach this? No. How do we fix that problem? Probably by digging this out. And then potentially by building a little bit of a platform here. Look at them working away very hard at all of this. Let's make sure we finish the piping. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I'm getting there. Oh, we also need to power this thing. Now that makes sense. I mean, this is now definitely submerged in water. The real question is this actually going to work? I don't know, guys. Is my base the most chaotic you've ever seen? Because it feels like it. I also keep forgetting that I need to keep producing some mush bars every day. So let's make sure we do that. How are we doing on calories? We are still doing fairly okay on calories. We probably also harvested this stuff. So we have meal ice now. So what we can actually do... Hold on. Do we have everything we need in order to make this? We do. We can only make one, though. Only one? How much does this produce? So 600 calories. Okay. And we need how much to make one? Oh, wow. So we need 2 plants to make even one of these things? Oh, we are going to need so many more plants. Well, I guess we know what the next project is going to be. I like how this is working. She doesn't. She has soggy... Oh man, look at that. She has soggy feet, yucky lungs, major eye irritation. Yeah. Well, deal with it. It's not helping that the... what we can actually do, hold on. I need to build another one of these. And build that in here. And then we're producing some more oxygen. We're removing some of this CO2. I don't know, might work. Okay, slight interruption there because I needed to cough. But anyway, let's get a new guy in here. And we lost our researcher, I think. Unfortunately, none of these are that. I mean, we are doing a lot of carrying stuff around anyway. We might want to get someone who's really good at farming, though. He cannot dig. I don't know. I really don't know what to pick. Let's just go with the farmer. I think that should be okay. Why do we still have so much bad air over here? So hold on, this is... Oh, this is germs. Okay. So these are just germs flying around. I mean, that's not good, but it's not as bad as what I thought it was. Like, filthy gases. Well, I guess it's still filthy gases, but you know. Okay, so if we can get this up and running, so let's move up the priority slightly to make sure it is actually up and running. And now the real question is, the electrolyzer is not working. It is not working because we have maximum gas pressure. And if we look at the oxygen, it's mostly breathable. Again, we have a lot of the same problem here with the CO2. So maybe if I just add in a few more of these, I mean, that might work. If we do this, so if we get rid of these rocks that are kind of just in the way anyway, we can extend this platform. I hate the fact that I misaligned this initially, but it is what it is for now. Then at least it's easier to reach that. So we have a little fellow running around now. Are you gonna get yourself killed? I don't know. But we have another egg here as well, so that's incubating. So, you know, we have some little dudes running around. That's nice. Okay, so let's see. We are still working on making some food. So again, let's make sure we have a slightly higher priority on that. Also, let's see. Does anyone have a priority on making food? No, but we do have you, and you are okay at food. I think it might be wise to have at least someone dedicated to everything. So we probably don't want you to do this, because you are really good at this. You are also really good at ranching. Yeah, this might make sense to do it like so. Maria's good at everything, apparently. Okay, that's interesting. So let's see. Do we have anyone with skills? So we have Ashken with skills, actually. It could make you better at farming. Yeah, that might make sense. We are going to do a bit more farming in a minute, I think. Okay, so we have that up and running. So what we can do now is I think we can deconstruct this and this. Mostly because I think this is going to be more efficient. I mean, this is already not working, so, you know, we want this to work, because then we don't use our algae on making oxygen. We just use water and... What does this use? Just water, right? So that should be enough. I mean, it's still claiming I'm not producing enough, but... I don't know. I think I am. I have all of these as well, by the way, so... All of that is also producing some oxygen for me. Okay, guys, why do you insist on diving to your death? I mean, this guy will be okay now, he can actually get out, but... I still wonder how the other guy got in here. Also, the water is now draining into here. That's kind of not what we want, though. Why is that happening? Well, because the level... Okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Is that going to be a problem? Probably. However, we can fix that. Hold on. What we do is... we dig this. Hold on. Let's deconstruct both of these, actually. And then instead of that, let's make that a slightly higher priority while we're at it. So we can actually do this. I'm gonna raise this and then put everything back, but just a little bit higher. Honestly, I might even want to put it at an even higher level, because that just allows our pit to be slightly larger as well. But I definitely need to make sure my good water doesn't drain out. At least that feels a little bit counterproductive, and I don't want my well to run dry there either. It takes a surprisingly long amount to actually delete something. Okay, hold on. So, that. How high does this need to be? I keep forgetting. In my defense, this is only the second time I ever built this building. Okay, so I want that there. Hold on. Then we cancel that one. And we also built a little bit of a tile over there. Now, if I understand correctly how this works, then that should take care of the problem. We can also build another tile over here, so we can actually clear this out. Oh, actually, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? Because this thing is going to run out, and then... yeah, this water is going to break through. So let's build a little wall to make sure that doesn't happen. And yeah, let's increase the priority. Why can we still put a priority to this grave? What are we doing with a grave? Living duplicates will automatically place an unburied corpse on site. Sure. Oh, this is actually decor. Okay. Well, someone is happy about something. Hold on, what are you so happy about? Can we tell? Pleasant chit-chat, new friends. Okay, I don't know. So far, so good. This requires emptying. I guess because of the higher priority on other stuff, that took a while. The fact that they're running through the water isn't really helping their productivity by the looks of it. Although he's just moving slow because he has the water, I guess. Yeah, actually, it doesn't look like they really mind going through the water. Okay, so let's make sure we dump all the... oh, hold on. This one. So now I do hope you are all going to make sure that this disappears. Also, let's make sure we have this like so. They are really busy trying to get everything that drops down here. Let's make sure we put this at a slightly higher priority. Words, English, difficult. Also, why does this not have power anymore? Because I removed the building that was in there. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Okay. So many things to take into account. I really wish, in hindsight, that I had made some more dedicated rooms. Although that might be a little bit ambitious to do that from the beginning. At the same time, I am not entirely sure. But, yeah, I can wish for things. So what do we have here? We have dirt. We have no place to store dirt. We have too much dirt, basically. Okay, well, we can build another one of those. Although, I'm not sure if it's a problem to have some dirt laying around. So we might want to hold off with that for a moment. We do have the algae consuming all of that stuff. I removed one of them over here, so let's put another one here. I do like that. It seems that we have a bit more control now over how much CO2 we have. We have plenty of oxygen, so that's nice. Food-wise, I think we're doing... I actually don't know how we're doing. We're still producing these. Well, the dirt, we can turn the dirt into food. I mean, it's not going to be very efficient food, but it is still food. So, what's happening over here? So we have some slime emitting pollution. Of course, what else is new? That seems to be the trend in this episode. Pollution all over the place. Oh, man. Timbleweed growing. Reed fiber for clothing production. Okay, okay. Well, while we're at it, and while we're talking about more dedicated rooms, let's set up a little bit of a farm over here. So let's clear this out. This probably doesn't need to be this large. So let's try to be a bit more efficient than I've been so far. Oh man, I'm looking forward to reading all the comments telling me what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, this, then food. I wonder, what is more efficient, the farm tiles or the planter boxes? Let's see, can I... So a planter box is decor minus 10. So it seems that this is just strictly better. I mean, if that's the case, then we might as well do this, right? And they're all going back to sleep. So we are running a low-ish on food. We should probably produce a little bit more of that and also increase the priority of that even further, because... Oh, actually I didn't improve it. We can probably keep the wash basin on 5 though, that's okay. Do we have anyone who is prioritizing cooking? I think we do, right? Yeah. She's not particularly good at it, but you know. Oh, we actually have these guys over here as well. Ashken, I completely forgot about him. Let's have Ashken both do some farming and some cooking as well. I mean, there's no point in you farming if you can also cook, right? You are specialized in... Yeah, so we can actually prioritize her a little bit more. She can cook more. Because we basically want Ashken to be farming anyway. Let's see. So this will turn polluted dirt into something useful, so I guess that's okay. We might need another bathroom at some point as well. We're now working on making those... These are done growing, almost done growing. So once these are done, I'm going to replace those. And then turn them into these tiles over here. Because we can grow a lot more of this millwood. What does the bristle blossom do? I can't actually tell. Is that something we can make? Let's see. Nosh beam? Okay, so it's not something we can use in the food production. So it's probably somewhere else. We'll find that out sooner or later. These plants are almost done. I can't plant them while there's still another plant on top of them. But hopefully Ashken, at least that was Ashken, right, who was our little farmer, is going to come and collect these. I've seen Marie is definitely doing her cooking job, so that's nice. Okay, so we harvested that one, so we can now deconstruct it. Okay, guys, let's prioritize these a little bit more so we can actually do this. Let's also deconstruct. I like that Frankie is now dedicated production over here. That is working very much like intended. And we have all the lice, which also means that if we go to the lice loaf, we should have... Yeah, so we can make at least 2 of them, so that's nice. We have better food that we're making. We're getting somewhere. Progress. Did we get the refrigerator yet? No. So I think it's now time to go into the research go to the what was it, food thing, and start looking into some refrigeration for our food. We can probably dig this out a little bit further, add another tile, so we can make this like our dining area. Oh, we need another type of science for that. That was the reason I didn't do that before. How do we do that, though? Advanced research is required to unlock improved technologies. It can be conducted at a supercomputer. Okay. Which is over here, I suppose. Okay, this allows advanced research points to be collected. And we need a supercomputer. Okay, so this is what we're researching next, I suppose, while we're doing this. Well, we lost one dude so far, but that's it. So far, so good, sort of. I have a feeling at some point I need to go down here and make this area larger, so... Not sure if we can do something about polluted water. I don't think we have anything to do that with now, do we? Okay, so we can do the rust thing, but that's not particularly useful. We could make a lot more power by burning coal. How are we doing on coal, by the way? Let's see. I don't think we're actively mining it, so... yeah, we have a fair amount of it, but... I have a feeling that's going to be not worth the investment to make a coal generator now, if it's going to be gone very quickly. We do have these guys, well, this guy running around pooping out coal. So actually that might be a fun next project, because we do have a ranching capability. Well, we don't have ranching capabilities just yet, so that's probably in the research tree. Oh my god, this game is so complicated. And we need advanced science for that as well. So actually... Oh, we actually have the rock crusher here as well. This is going to produce refined materials from raw resources. And a kiln. Fires clay to produce ceramic, coal, and wood. Oh, okay. Not sure what we need that for, but we'll get to that in a moment. And this is going to keep us more clean. Removes germs. That all of that stuff is probably something we need as well. Sanitation. Okay, so honestly, I'm just realizing now that a lot of this stuff only goes very brief into an area that you can research in the beginning. So it makes sense to pick up all of that stuff. There's probably an order in which you want to do that, but still. And then that should help. We have also have ventilation. Used to build the wheels in the floor. Okay. Blocks liquid flow without obstructing gas. Okay, so we can block water but still have air flowing in. That's interesting. So many things in here that I haven't done anything with. Oxygen mask dock. Stores oxygen masks and refuels them with oxygen. Oh, okay. So if we need the duplicants to go in somewhere where there's no oxygen, so like the area where we have all our CO2 now, we could use this to make sure that they don't die. Okay, that is good to know. Oh man, there's even more stuff under here that I didn't see before. Okay, we have lamps. And apparently my Siri is trying to talk to me as well. Okay, so this is to make stuff pretty, which we definitely want to do at some point, but I think we have higher priorities. Also, it helps if you actually plant your trees. There we go. I'm getting somewhere now. This is starting to look like an actual farm. Is it optimal conditions? Probably not. But we are actually producing something, and we have some mealwood over here, some meal lice. We probably want to store that as well. So let's add a storage bin over here. So, you know, the meal lice is not just laying around. That seems a bit of a shame. And yeah, it feels like we're getting somewhere. Also feels like we might be able to up the priority on this a little bit. So we can actually get going. We have an attribute increase. Frankie is now better in excavation. Okay. That's probably because he has been doing a lot of that. Oh wow, this is actually really far away in terms of how long it takes my duplicants to get there. Doesn't take too long to build anything here, but... Can we submit a bioscan? I'm not sure how we open this door. I mean, I want to submit the bioscan, but that probably means I need to get one of my duplicants to go there. How do we do that? Clicking this doesn't work. If I put this on highest priority, is anyone going to pay attention to that? Doesn't look like it. Well. Meanwhile. Oh man, we have so many of these seeds. A lot more than I actually realized. Could make a second layer. Like so. And then... Colony achievement earned. What did we earn? Recover database entry by inspecting facility. Oh, okay. So I guess someone opened the door. I thought it wasn't working. That was really confusing. So what is over here? We have a computer desk. Which you can read the files of, apparently. The computer was wiped almost completely clean, except for one file hidden in the recycle bin. New database entry unlocked. Okay, so view the entry. Wow, this is a story. Hello, Mr. Krause. I was just emailing you after our little chat today to pass along something you might like to read. I think you'll find it super useful in your research. First law, energy can neither be created or destroyed. Okay, second law, entropy in an isolated system that is not in equilibrium tends to increase over time, approaching the maximum value. Okay. This reminds me of university. Okay, if this is too complicated for you, you can come by to chat. I'd be thrilled to answer your questions. Okay. Sure. Oh, this is raw data that can be processed into data analysis research points. So that is an even more advanced form of research, right? This is applied sciences. So it's... Okay. So data analysis research is the fourth type of science, and I'm still working on getting the second. Okay. Anyway. We have a neural facilitator over here. I actually don't know what that does. Let's inspect it. I see I can salvage anything from the electronics I had what I find in my database. Okay, so view the entry. We are now reliably printing healthy living subjects that all have exhibited unusual qualities as a result of the cloning process. Okay. So we can actually... Oh, look, there's more data over here. So we can actually just clone people in this thing, I guess. But this is so much more advanced than everything I have at the moment that we're probably going to have to come back there much later. Okay. So that brings me back to my little farm over here. Why are you not planting? We do have someone set up to plant with high priority. At least, I guess this falls under farming, right? Or is it ranching? Nah, it's farming. Has to be farming. Let's make sure Ashton prioritizes that a little bit more. But apparently it also feels like doing some science. I mean, I don't completely blame you, but, you know, there's other things to do as well. Meanwhile, Frankie, where are you at? You're building. Okay, that makes sense. That specifically makes sense because I have some more of these things I want you to build. So, hold on. Let's go to the farmhouse. Let's add in some more territory over there. And we have a lot of new things to do. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we discovered employment technology. New buildings, water cooler, and a crafting station. I do like them sitting there, just eating their meals. We have some lice loaf over there. Okay, so let's prioritize on getting this stuff done. I also want to make sure that we actually plant this stuff. Otherwise, we won't have that food tomorrow. We can store lice loaf over here, actually. So the lice loaf is going to go in here. So it doesn't have to be on the floor. I mean, we don't want this to produce forever, though. Definitely not. How are we doing on food? Yeah, we did add a quite substantial amount of food to the mix. So let's just produce some mush bars while we wait for all our plants to regrow. Okay. I feel like I'm slowly getting a bit of a grasp on this game. The base is looking like a complete mess. We lost area in the process. But I do think that if I look at this, we have the oxygen and CO2 mostly under control. I'm not entirely sure why this... I mean, they're basically sleeping in unbreathable air. That seems like a very bad thing. Which we might be able to solve by doing this. But anyway, that was not my point. We fixed the oxygen problems. I think we have food under control-ish as well. Oh, okay. So we have 1 to 5 toilets, so we need more toilets. That's what you're telling me. Okay. Do I have a good place to have you go to the bathroom? Not really. Although this is a really random place to go to the bathroom. So what I can do is extend this room a lot further. And then make this kind of like the dining slash pooing area. And having a wash basin in here as well does help with making sure that everyone comes out clean. Can I sweep this up? That works. I mean, it looks like it will work anyway. I'm not entirely sure if it does. There's so much germs in here, though. I'm a little sad about that. Let me know in the comments if there's a better way of doing this. There's probably technologies to do that better as well. Why are we not researching? Are we done? I completely missed that, sorry. So, or did we never start it? I'm confused now. Computers. Now, the supercomputer is not actually under computers, right? It is here. Oh, we are working on new technology. Okay. I was about to say, I wouldn't know why we weren't doing that. We also have a crafting station and a water cooler available now. So, that is something we already unlocked. I'm just going to click them so they are out of the way. So, furniture, water cooler. We can put that over here. Let's check out what it actually says, though. Provides a gathering place for duplicants during downtime. And they always go into downtime when they eat, so it should be close-ish to like the eating station, right? So another reason to expand this out even further, so we can do something with that. We also can plant some more of this mealworm, so let's go and do that as well. So we have some pretty decent production going for that. Is this growing now? Yes, this just started growing, so that's good. We have unrefrigerated food. Yes, I know, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, don't worry. We'll get to that in a moment, but that is probably going to have to be in the next episode. I'm trying to keep this kind of middle length. Well, it's extremely long for YouTube purposes, but that way I can get them out a little bit faster. So you don't have to sit around for a very long episode, but you can just bunch them if you want. Or for those of you that want to have more regular episodes, it's kind of like a nice middle ground, I think. Okay, so what we want to do next time is expand this. Why is this not growing? Oh, it needs fertilization. We just need our farmer to get around to it. Okay, we want to store. Let me do this because I am going to forget. We can have the algae here as well. But... oh, I can't actually store the... okay, I can't actually store it in here. What I can do is store all the seeds in here, so that is helpful. But what I was going to say is that we can set this eating area up, basically, and then start focusing on more advanced science. Maybe we move this science facility over to something that's a little bit more logical, so we have a dedicated science center somewhere. And that way we can slowly start to specialize some of the areas in our base and make this look less like this was just thrown together, which it was, but you know. And thereby making things look a little bit more organized than it currently is. I hope that you're enjoying this, fumbling through my first playthrough of Onai. And if you do, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you like the videos as well, that really does help me out. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or tips to make this better content for you to more enjoy, and also, of course, please let me know in the comments. Either way, if you're still here, you are awesome, and I do hope to catch you in the next one.